and welcome. This is Lisa Jones, and you are listening to the Exploring Death podcast. Hello and welcome to the Exploring Death podcast. I'm Lisa Jones, your host, and today I have with me Jim Bruton. In October 2016, Jim was flying one of his historical reproduction airplanes over the Connecticut countryside. Suddenly, he lost power and crashed into a forest, rupturing his lungs, breaking all of his ribs, and shattering his right leg. Lifestar helicoptered him to the Hartford Hospital, where the surgeons prepared him for a day-long operation by putting him into a week-long coma. It was then that he had his near-death experience and went to a place called the In-Between. Welcome, Jim.
Hi, Lisa. How are you today?
I am wonderful, and I'm so excited to have you here on the Exploring Death podcast, as we had met at the IANS conference just this past August, September, and it was so funny. We were just talking about this before we started recording, is the coincidences that happen once you've had an out-of-body or shared death or near-death experience, because it just seems like they happen all the time, and yet we're continually surprised by it. Well, so this is kind of what I'm getting, is that this is really about, kind of, again, the before and after NDEs. And so the first card, which is always the blockage card, is radiance.
Oh.
And so I feel like, for many people, what happens is when they have an NDE, their radiance can fully shine, because we've been so, what is the word? I just get kind of like this avalanche of societal pressures and beliefs and, everybody's good intentions of telling us who we are and why we're here and what we should do and shouldn't do. And we lose our radiance of who we truly are. But when we go onto that other side, we're bathed in it. We are our true radiance. And so then when we come back, we're able to, really feel that.
That's great. That's spot on.
And then, so the action card is gratitude. And once again, I think I always say gratitude is the rocket fuel of manifestation. And so again, those of us that have had these experiences, and even those of us that haven't, those that are listening that haven't, it's all about gratitude for your life and what's working. And even when things aren't going right, just saying, wow, this isn't what I want in my life right now, but I'm grateful to have it show me what, the contrast, so I know what I do want,
It's beautiful. And actually today, when I was driving and thinking about our time today, the gratitude card came up in my mind.
Oh,
and for me, that is especially meaningful because gratitude comes from a humble heart.
Absolutely.
And we should always, even though there comes a time in our integration of our experience to our life when we just don't seem to fit in anymore and we're taking some bruises, sometimes the ego defends itself by saying, well, I've been chosen. Well, yes, you have, but don't get too big for your britches. And I think it's very important to say, sometimes it can be a solitary path, doesn't always have to be lonely, but it does make you feel humble. Absolutely. And that is the attitude, and that is the spirit, to always embrace our accelerated path we've been put on.
That's right. Well, I love what you just said, because the outcome card is sanctuary, which is really going within. And like you said, it's not a lonely path, but it can very much be a solitary path once you've had these experiences, because you have everything that you need, and you don't need anyone else or any other people's thoughts or opinions of what's going on, because you're tapped in, tuned on, and know that, like you said, when we're born, we have everything we need and want. And so it's a matter of, when you've had these experiences, just that remembering, remembering that we have everything we need. Well, what a joy to talk with you. And I so appreciate your time. And I just love that who you are and what you're doing in this world. And thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. And likewise, you're doing great work there. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All the best.
Be sure and stay tuned, as I'm going to be pulling some cards for you up next.